Alright, so let's get into last night's game that saw the Houston Rockets lose 116 to 101 against the Denver Nuggets. So Jalen Green played very well last night. He shot 7 of 14 from the field, had 5 rebounds and an impressive 7 assists. That really does stand out. And he's had a few good games in the past couple of weeks. Specifically, the last 2 games prior, he had 27 against Utah and 20 against the Clippers, and he's been very efficient. So I don't really understand why Silas is not giving him the ball more. I really don't understand what Silas is trying to do offensively, because Jalen Green is the guy you're trying to develop. He's your potential future franchise player. I don't understand why, when he has the hot hand, he's not being given the ball. And one thing I've noticed is that there's so many possessions where literally only Kevin Porter and Christian Wood are getting touches, which leads to a bad shot or turnover. And I don't really like that kind of offense, especially when you have a guy like Jalen Green who was really feeling it tonight and was making his shots. So Christian Wood, to be fair, did have a good game, gave you 22 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 10 rebounds and 5 assists. However, that does not mask over the poor defense on DeMarcus Cousins, and we all understand Wood can't play defense and he's very slender for his height, and DeMarcus Cousins is a big body. But this isn't prime Boogie Cousins. This is Boogie Cousins that's respectfully trying to keep a job in the NBA. So letting DeMarcus Cousins have 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists on 10 of 14 shooting just isn't acceptable, and he literally got bullied and obliterated by Boogie. So something needs to be addressed. I don't know if he's going to be here next season, but some interior defense is required for this team, because Wood can't hang against real big body centers like that, because we saw that against DeMarcus. We made DeMarcus look like Sacramento Kings DeMarcus Cousins out there. But we move, poor nights from Garrison Matthews and obviously Kevin Porter Jr. I'll get to him in a minute. Poor shooting, poor turnovers. But overall, I'm not going to be too negative on that. But I just really want Silas to, I'm not saying run all these sorts of different plays. We understand that Silas does enable a lot of isolations to happen, which I'm not a fan of. But my point is, the least you can do as a coach is get the ball to the hot hand in the game. If you see that Jalen Green has it tonight, you get him the ball. If you see that KPJ has it, you get him the ball, even though they always get theirs. But my point is, as a coach, you need to ensure that if Jalen Green isn't getting enough touches when he's playing so well, you need to make sure that ball gets into his hands, because that's how you win more and more basketball games. And I just don't understand sometimes what Stephen Silas is trying to do. But what is more obvious to me is that the Rockets really do desperately need a point guard. And yes, Dennis Schroeder's here for the temporary. He didn't play tonight, I'm pretty sure. But they do need an actual point guard next year. I don't know who that's going to be, whether you find that in the draft or in free agency. However, I don't really suggest the draft, because they need a veteran point guard that can just come up the court and facilitate. Rockets fans might not like this, but picking up a Rondo next year, the reason why I suggest Rondo is that he's not going to take away any shots. All he's going to do is facilitate and play defense. And that's what you need for someone like Green, Wood, because he will always put the players in position, get them good looks, and for them to be able to convert. And KPJ, I don't really see as a natural point guard. Yes, he's a good passer at times, and he can create his own shot, but I see him as more of a combo guard, not a one, same as Jalen Green. So having someone like Rondo next season, who is not very good, I'm not going to lie to you, but he does the bare minimum, such as facilitate, and he's not going to take away shots. I feel like that's the type of guy that the Rockets need next season. But overall, it wasn't a bad game. There's been much worse this season, and we'll see what happens next game. Who are they playing next game, actually? Anyway, I digress, that's not important, but hopefully there's some changes next game and we see how it goes. They're playing the Grizzlies on Monday, which should be fun. Seeing Jalen Green versus Ja Morant will be a very interesting dynamic to watch. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm out. That's really all I've got today.